Hello and welcome back to Divine Journey.
Hello.
We've done a lot since
Have
we last played, and we've moved the entire base, and it's here now. And actually, this is probably the least flattering angle for this building.
Yeah, so the pre-space was getting a bit small, especially because we're expanding to big machines.
Was built out of weird blocks, so we built a factory.
Yeah, that's a lot of bricks.
It's a bit overgrown. It took a lot of bricks to build.
It was so many bricks. we didn't shoot any in. We did make all of those bricks.
Did make all of the bricks by hand. Yes, so
yeah,
it's a bit overgrown because the idea I'm not finished. Is the preface with this. Basically, I flew around for a while with my glider and my slime sling and everything, looking for an ice biome. And I liked those fir trees over there. And I wanted to build in amongst the fir trees. But they only spawn in really hilly terrain that would be a nightmare to build in.
Yeah,
so I then found
into the side of a cliff.
I then found this plains biome. And I thought, right, I'll just plant a load of fir trees in the plains and be done with it. So half of the area has fir trees and half of it doesn't. But the idea is it's going to be a nice overgrown, disused industrialist area that we have repurposed and started up using. Hence
all the vines growing on the side of the building.
And some of the leaves at the bottom. It's a build style I'm not great at. I've never really tried it before. I'm not sure how I feel about the vines, but we'll see.
I think it looks pretty good.
Also, I've turned my shaders off because I was lagging far too much with them.
I've still got my shaders. It's going to look really weird split between views.
So we'll go on a bit of a tour, shall we? We'll start inside.
I was just going to say, we're kind of in the middle of a bunch of biomes, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So we can access lots of different things.
We've moved everything over. So down here we've got our diesel production. And creosote tank.
So I condensed this down into as small of an area as I could, which isn't the prettiest.
No, but it's
this was the first thing I did when you built this.
And then we've got space. Our current sort of temporary storage over in the other side.
Yep. And
the idea is we're going to put a lot of our big machinery, immersive engineering, multi-blocks and stuff in here. As factory sort of style things.
Yeah.
And then upstairs we've got the smeltery. Because
we do need a better way upstairs.
Yes. At the moment, everything is in here because this was the first building.
Yes. There's only a couple of other buildings.
Yeah, there's not a lot else. But yes, if we head outside, down this way.
But yeah, I've got two different methods for getting upstairs, but I'll talk about those later on with you.
Follow the little path through the woods. It probably looks a bit nicer with shaders, I must admit.
It does look quite nice with shaders.
And up here we have our little.
We can see what the lights all are.
It's a bit empty at the moment. It's just a bed upstairs. And there's a basement, although I can't remember what the purpose of the basement was, but I did build a basement.
It just reminds me of Colony, with your research cave.
So I did look up a reference image online. Admittedly, it was a vanilla building in a later version, so they were using stripped logs.
Yeah.
And everything, so I've had to make some changes to use blocks that we've got, but anyway, I planted a jungle tree out the back as well, so we actually get jungle wood now.
Good. So I planted some crops since you last looked.
We've got our farms. I've got to be very careful around here because I do have Frostwalker. Which I've discovered, if I'm on the grass, freezes the water, but if I'm on the soil, it doesn't.
It's because you're technically lower down.
Because you're technically on the lower block.
So I did make a bit of a farm over there, which looks ugly compared to everything else.
Yes.
Because that's my building, not yours.
We need to work out what we're doing with the nether. That's a bit temporary at the moment, that stuff.
I'm good at the technical stuff, not the pretty aesthetics.
And then over at the other end of the farm, we've got the water mill.
I'm going to go around the other side and have a look at the actual water
There's not a lot inside.
See them? Yeah.
I can't get onto the viaduct.
So we've got a nice tiered set of water wheels now.
Yes. If I hop up on top, there we go.
Ooh.
So we had a lot of water
freeze the
wheels, and it would have
wheels.
looked weird to put them all on one. So I sort of did it on
I mean,
two
that is what we had
instead.
before. Yeah, I think 2 looks better, especially with that style of building.
Yeah, it allowed us to have a nice sloped roof down. The problem is, so the idea was that this would be
You
a
have
river
ice.
sort of through the rest of the biome, but it is
Yeah.
already at the highest point. So I'd have to raise up land to it.
Unless you make this into a spring, make it into a bit of a fountain.
Yeah, so it sort of just starts here at the moment. I don't know what to do with it.
Well, we'll figure something out. There might be some other mod that might influence
Yeah.
what we do with it.
At some point, something will happen. If we come back over to the farmhouse, down
Oh,
here,
I also set the fisher up over there. I don't know if you saw.
you may not have seen this way yet, because
Oh,
I only
I
did
haven't
this
seen
last
this.
night. This is our mushroom cave. This is where we grow
Oh, good.
mushrooms.
Um,
I don't know if the viz shrooms grow in the same way as the other mushrooms. I just planted them down here anyway.
can we? I want to grow some baffle caps. 'Cause that is the only magic ingredient that I don't think we have a farm for.
Right,
Because we didn't have mushrooms
makes
before.
sense. This cave does need to be a bit bigger, really, but I got bored of mining. I got bored of digging out caves.
You have vein miner, don't you?
Yeah, but I wanted to make it kind of look natural. The problem, I came on
Yeah.
last night and started looking for caves, and it turns out I've covered up all the caves in this biome.
There's a massive cave underneath the base.
Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of the caves in this biome are ravines, which don't really work. But also,
No.
I covered a lot of them up, generally with one block of dirt, so be careful where you dig.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times.
Um,
Makes it easier to find ores.
Up this way, nestled in the woods, we have a barn. Yes, the door is made of trapdoors. I know. It's great because you can technically come through it.
Yeah.
If you open it when you're standing in the right block, you can walk through it.
I mean, that might be useful for trying to get stuff into this barn. If
So
we're trying to get
the
animals or stuff
idea
in
was
here.
this was going to be storage, so the computer would move in here.
Okay.
It's not terribly central at the moment, but it will end up central in the end.
Yes. Because we will have to figure out getting wires everywhere.
Yeah. I guess for
everyone's
now,
concerned
because we've
the
not got a huge amount of
P2P
stuff, the
stuff.
computer can stay in the main factory for now. But
Yeah, so I'm planning to do some computer stuff today. I don't know what we actually want to do with it. I don't know what
Yeah.
automation we need at this point.
yeah, I feel long term, the idea of the barn was for storage purposes.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah,
and then
with the computer, we can't do any or much automation. We can't do auto crafting
No.
until a few mods further, which is
Further through the forest, we have the Roots Grove with a stone circle
Yep.
around it. So I found some stone circles built out in the world and thought that would be a nice place to do some of these sort of more natural mods.
Yeah.
I then forgot what the stone circles were built out of, so I've made my own.
I think they are typically out of cobble or chisels.
Yeah,
chisels,
it'll be a
stone
similar
brick,
block to this. We've used green schist.
and then they have a spawner in the middle.
The little fountain, that's naturally generating. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
nice.
it's meant to be one fountain, and it happens to have naturally generated as two right next to each other. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is meant to be two.
It does look like two merged together, doesn't it?
It does look like two merged together.
Well,
But yes, so
parts of
this
it are
naturally
freezing.
generated, so I thought this would be a nice place to do roots, sort of a little bit of a clearing up on the hill.
Yeah, and possibly if we ever need to do totems again,
Yeah.
having that here.
It's getting dark, so we've looked up. There is a mega torch in this pack that will stop mobs spawning. It's expensive.
It is.
We're not going to be affording it anytime soon. We'll have to go off the path here because I can't bother to go through the building. Over here we have our portals. The idea was a portal cave, which does
Ooh.
exist, but then
That'd be
half the
quite
portals don't actually fit in a cave.
Yeah.
So the Twilight Forest and Atom are outside, but the other two are in here, and the Erebus will go in here.
I was
The
going to
Erebus,
ask,
I think, is what I'm doing
some
today.
Erebus today? Oh, good. We do like the Erebus.
So yeah, it's a nice little cave. This is a bit weird in that the moment you walk 5 blocks away from the entrance, it disappears. Or at least it does for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's
It's not the vines, because it did it before the vines were there.
interesting.
So yes, it's our magical mystery portal cave that disappears if you walk too far away from it.
I mean, if we ever manage to run in there and the back's open, we just go to Narnia.
And the last thing at the moment, for now, is up here, over the hill by the lake. This is going to be eventually the sort of witchery area, Richmond.
Okay.
When we get round to it, but I figured this was quite a nice. This was a naturally spawning tree. I thought this was quite a nice sort of witchy tree.
I mean, you could make a hut in the tree.
Yeah, just over the hill, over that way somewhere, there is a witch's hut that I might bring over here. I can't remember exactly where it is. Yeah, it's just over there. So I might just pick it up and bring it over.
Yeah, could do. That'd be quite nice.
So that's the plan there.
Nighttime.
Obviously, we haven't reached Richmond yet, so I haven't really built anything. And at some point, I will
it's probably not far off.
dig out another cave for blood magic, because I feel blood magic should go in a cave when we eventually get to that.
Yes.
That hasn't happened because I got tired of digging out caves.
I mean, you've done a lot of building.
But yes, so eventually all of this open area will be planted up with fir trees. I might leave some of the oaks around the witchery area, but apart from that, I'm going to try and cover the grasslands. We'll need to grow some. Is it bewitchment or witchery? I'm thinking witchery. You grow some like rowan trees or something like that. Yeah, there's probably some special trees for it. And at some point, we're going to have to plant some special thorncraft trees and whatever.
Yes.
But for the most part, the intention is the fir trees. Because they're so tall and high off the ground, they're very easy to walk around underneath.
Yeah, except
so you can still have a dense forest.
Slime
you can have a dense forest, but you can still get around easily.
I mean, they get in the way of your slime sling slightly, though, don't they?
Yeah, but
is that a price you're willing to pay for it looking good? Fair enough.
I want it to look nice. There have been some issues. Trees have varying heights they grow, and some of them are slightly too tall for vein miner on our mattocks. So the top stays around. Depending on how the leaves grow, sometimes you can slime sling on top and sometimes you can't.
Oh, you have had me flying up to try and...
So yes, you have had to fly up and get rid of the top of some of the trees. But yeah, so this is our new base, our new brick factory and various other buildings. And we will steadily add more to the area. I think probably we're going to go for a building or a cave or some sort of area for each mod, or each major mod that we do, hence the root circle and...
Yeah. Well, I think
area.
We could keep more than just the immersive engineering machines in here.
Yeah, so the factory was going to be for machinery, and I don't know how much space immersive engineering is going to take up in here and how much space we're going to have left, but we've got the balcony upstairs that we can use for the smaller single block machines.
Yeah.
Well, I think we probably want to.
I think we're pretty much done with.
We probably want to prioritise multi blocks on the ground floor.
Yeah,
because it's a big space. It's a big space that we can put multi blocks in.
Yeah.
Is the thinking. So
yes.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty sensible.
We've done a lot.
We have. That, yeah. I mean, that's going to be an episode that's just...
Yeah, it's been the best part of an episode, going through that.
Also, I think there might be a dog hidden under the base somewhere.
Oh, it's entirely possible. I think there is open area underneath some of the base. I mean, there's as previously established, there's a ravine under the base.
Actually, if I... no, it's through this wall.
It's just through the wall. The other situation we have is cyclopses occasionally spawn inside,
Yes.
both in here and in the barn.
You just get shot in the back of the head when I was fighting them.
So cyclopses are friendly until you attack them.
Yeah, but they drop gold.
But they do drop gold.
So it's a good source of XP as well.
So every now and again we may turn around and there's a cyclops inside. That happens.
It'll be fine.
Right.
Right. Should we actually get on and do something today?
Erebus is my plan for the day.
So I've been thinking about ways to get upstairs, and I found 2 different ways to do that.
Yeah.
We could either make an elevator, which I think needs us to get further in extra utilities.
The open blocks elevator needs block of ender pearl and open ingots. Open ingots need demon lord ingots, which need demon ingots. Which
demon ingots are fine. That's just gold.
Gold thrown in lava.
But it's the other one needs a resonator.
Your lunar reactive dust, which needs a resonator to use extra utilities. But I think we couldn't go through extra utilities yet because it locked again.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
it did, didn't it?
Because it requires that O quest, which is the end of the Aether, and the Aether needs us to do the Erebus.
Yes.
Hence why I was doing the Erebus.
Well, the other way I fancy that might be viaducts, because then we could get those between our buildings as well.
Yes, that will need thermal expansion.
We can build them. That's one of our active quests.
Right.
So I might make some of those. They're a little bit expensive, but we can't make them just yet. I've set some stuff ready to make that, but we need all of this to process first.
And yes, the other thing we want to look at is Megatorch, which needs an energized glowstone tank, which we could probably do, but then also 2 blocks of crystalline brown slime. And crystalline brown slime needs crystalline pink slime, and crystalline pink slime needs pink slime ingots, which needs pink slime balls, which means we need to make a bucket of pink slime. Which means we need an industrial foregoing machine that we don't have.
Yeah.
The thinking of the Megatorch is the theme of our base kind of requires quite a bit of it to be outside. And mobs are quite an issue. Especially as I'm planting a load of trees.
And there's space under the bases.
And there's space under the bases. So yes, the Megatorch would help, but obviously it's a bit of a distance away.
Yes.